Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2017 general readings. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Welcome to any newcomers, and thank you to all of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Your feedback and support and comments are most welcome and most appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you as well to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. It's a pleasure and an honor always to read for you. And I am continuously grateful for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. Thank you so very much for that. And to my regular clients as well for allowing me to be a regular part of the unfolding of your lives and for the feedback that and updates that you send me on how those readings play out in your lives. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, which will give you a little more information in detail and my contact information, which is Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to do a reading for you or for anyone else. You can always purchase a gift reading for friends, family, or loved ones as well. I offer a variety of types of readings and along with lengths of time, live or recorded. And since I do readings full time, 6 days a week, I'm able to get back with you pretty quickly. And current turnaround time is anywhere from a couple of days, upwards of 2 weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks. We can set up a reading for you. Quite popular right now. I always get a lot of requests at this time of the year for the year overview I do, which is a 12-month 24 card spread, which examines what's going on in your life for 12 months from the time of the reading, which a lot of people like to do at the beginning of the year. So if you're interested in that, sorry about that, let me turn my phone off. If you're interested in that, just mention it in the email and we'll set that up for you as well. So moving right into this is a general reading, so make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well. There's thousands of you watching, so it's not going to mean the same thing in the same intensity to everyone who watches. So you may find that your rising and your moon sign give you additional insights or resonate for you a little more predictably over the next couple of months. So try to watch sun, moon, and rising if you know them and if you can. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Sagittarius for the remainder of January 2017. What do the last couple of weeks of January 2017 have in store for our Sagittarians? I almost said Aquarius. Sagittarius, January 2017, mid-month. What does the remainder of January 2017 have in store for the fire sign of Sagittarius? Sagittarius, January 2017, mid-month. Okay, Sagittarius, we begin with strength, followed by the Emperor. It's a very powerful, structured combination of energies. After that, we have the Page of Cups, accompanied by the Page of Wands. We have the Two of Cups, followed by the Six of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Lovers. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy is the Page of Pentacles. Wow, 3 pages, Sagittarius. This is a really interesting spread. What's going on, Sagittarius? So I'm already getting a couple of different paths here, a couple of different storylines. There's 3 pages in this spread, and pages represent the youngest and least mature energies that can represent messages and messengers, basically being at the introductory place of something, the start of a path. They can also represent young people or children. So how this plays out is going to be different depending on who's watching and what's going on in your life. For some of this is an issue or a situation around children. Some of you, this is the energy of these 3 pages combined is kind of what's swirling around for you personally this month. And it looks like it's going to require really some reflection and assessment and trying to kind of hold off on making any major decisions, particularly for those of you who feel like you've just kind of gone back into giddy school child kind of energy here. It looks like for a lot of you, this reading is more about relationships, love, perhaps a relationship from the past coming back. It feels like there's a temptation to kind of leap into something based on emotions, and it feels like the cautionary advice is to kind of not do that. Let's go ahead and begin. So Sagittarius, we start with the combination of strength accompanied by the Emperor. So strength is a card of just that, of strength, but not really an aggressive brute force, look at my big muscles kind of strength. It's a card that represents strength and wisdom and insight that comes from true self honesty, from facing your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, walking through them, taking control of your life in the areas that you can, and letting go of that which you can't. It can represent wrestling with your own personal demons and coming out successfully, making peace with yourself, which is what gives you the strength and wisdom and courage, like this woman, to stride forward into her future with her head held high in motion so courageously and strongly. She has tamed this wild beast, this lion, and She's done it with gentleness, with peace, with acceptance. You can see that this chain is hanging from this lion's neck rather loosely, as it is to her hands as well, implying that she has tamed this beast with love, with gentleness, with acceptance, making peace with it, so to speak. And this lion is symbolic for the challenge of a situation, and often it's fears and doubts and insecurities that we have about ourselves or our ability to navigate our way through something. So strength is what's going to be required here. Now, strength is accompanied by the emperor, which is a similar kind of energy. The emperor represents structure and responsibility, dedication. This combination of cards, strength and the emperor, represents needing to persevere through something by using your will and your logic and your strength as well. The emperor is somebody who kind of goes by the books. This is a world where all the trains run on time and everybody kind of does what they're expected to do. The T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. The emperor is very careful and considering in every decision he makes because he has an empire to run. So every decision he makes has significant outcome and consequences on a lot of people's lives. So he's very measured, he's very thoughtful. He never runs into anything spontaneously or impulsively, and he doesn't allow his emotions to make any kind of significant or major decisions for him at all. It's all about kind of weighing things out and being very careful and thinking about more than just yourself. If I choose this path, how is it going to affect people? If I choose this path, how is it going to affect people or the situation as a whole? So it looks like coming into this situation around the middle of January, this is the energy that's needed, that's required, which you may be manifesting, Sagittarius, or you're being strongly advised by Spirit that this is the energy which is going to kind of see you through the next couple of weeks. So next to that, we have the energy of the Page of Cups, followed by the Page of Wands. So we have two pages here, which can represent childish behavior, immature childish behavior. It could be that someone in your life or you yourself are kind of being irresponsible, acting childishly or immaturely in some way. And it can represent having the energy of the combination of pages, feeling kind of giddy, school child, at the beginning of a path where everything feels new and fresh and exciting, which is fundamentally the energy of the pages. This can also represent a child or children in your life. And the three pages together in this spread as a whole could represent that there's something going on within group dynamics that you're involved in, or family dynamics, or with some of you, this is going to be around a child or children in your home or a group of children somehow. Um, but I think for a lot of you, it's more the emotional energy of this. The Page of Cups, Cups is water energy. Cups is all about feelings and emotions and relationships and love. So this is energy that is fresh and young and enthusiastic, could be a message of love. Uh, it could represent a message that is emotional in nature. And for some of you, this is just going to be a message of love, because I feel like there's some kind of soulmate energy connected to your past. It looks like for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, someone is coming back. A love interest or previous relationship is coming from the past. Someone from your past is coming up again, and they're showing as a soulmate or kindred spirit, whether that's from before or whether you feel they are now. And the energy of what's going on just has you feeling kind of very giddy and young and very hopeful and wanting to just kind of charge off. That Page of Cups is a young, youthful, emotional energy and message. It's paired with the Page of Wands, which is fire energy. Wands is all about building, creating, manifesting. So this is being at the kind of the beginning of a path where everything's kind of fresh and new and exciting. Passionate energy, wanting to really move, because Wands is governed by fire, so it's a very action oriented suit. The Page of Wands can also represent having a clean slate, starting off new again with a completely clean slate, just kind of charging right off into something. And it could be that you've met somebody which you instantly feel has that soulmate kindred spirit connection. For some of you, it's someone from the past coming back, and you just want to go charging off and start over again, kind of start with a clean slate. It could be reconciliation for some of you as well. Now, next to that, we have the combination of the Two of Cups followed by the Six of Cups. So more emotional energy here with the Suit of Cups. The Two of Cups is the traditional soulmate card, kindred spirits. This is about more than just physical and chemical attraction. This is about kind of seeing life in the same way or in very similar ways, feeling very connected to somebody, meeting somebody for the first time, but after a short while, you feel like you've known them for quite a while. It represents a beautiful coming together, a beautiful union between two people. I could even represent a beautiful union between two companies, two corporations. The fundamental energy is that it's the union between two things that fit together on a variety of different levels in a variety of different ways. A really great match. And emotional, there's an emotional base to this as well. For some of you, it's soulmate energy. Now, the Two of Cups is paired with the Six of Cups, which is a card primarily about the past, reminiscence, nostalgia, looking back. It can represent childhood, roots of origin, the place that you grew up, parents. Sixes can represent travel too. So some of you may have, been traveling back, maybe have gone back to see family or parents, back to where you grew up. Maybe you've moved back or just went back for a visit, or you're planning on going back, or you have recently. And paired with this Two of Cups, that energy of the Six of Cups is also a very youthful, childlike energy as well, feeling young and fresh and very hopeful again. Paired with the Two of Cups, now here's where the story is going to split off a variety of different ways, of course, depending on who's watching. Some of you, this is someone from your past coming back that you had a romantic or very close, emotionally connected relationship with. It may have been that it was a soulmate from the past coming back, or it may just be somebody from the past coming back, and all of a sudden you've reconnected and you've realized that they're your soulmate. It could represent a reconciliation. You're coming back together again with someone you were estranged from or had a break from. There's this whole energy kind of overriding this of wanting to start over again, of starting with a fresh, clean slate. Um, Wanting to, feeling very compelled to. But again, we start with that energy of needing to exercise some prudence and some careful consideration here, and not kind of jumping forward and making any major or significant life shifting, life changing decisions just yet, even though it feels like a lot of you may be tempted to. You're feeling like anything's possible again. The possibilities are endless, infinite, and just kind of starting fresh again. For a small portion of you, you could be moving, you and your mate and your family could be moving back to the place that you grew up in, moving back home or moving back to the place that you grew up. I think this is only for just a handful of you. You're moving back to, but I feel like it's a whole family energy. You and your mate, your spouse or your mate and your kids, the family is packing up and moving moving back to the place, the town, the state, the country that you grew up in, or perhaps your childhood home. But again, it feels like there's a lot of unstable energy here, Sagittarius. Even though it's bright, lovely feeling energy, but it's not all that stable. It's kind of fluctuating and unpredictable. And again, you're being cautioned very strongly to exercise prudence and consideration, um, uh, uh, and consider the effect that any major decisions you make, consider the effect that it has on other people besides just you or you and another person involved, because I feel like it's going to have a kind of a ripple effect, whatever it is that you may be considering, kind of charging off into a new sunrise kind of feeling. So at the end of January 2017, going into February, we have the combination of the Four of Pentacles followed by the Lovers. I feel like here, Sagittarius, we're wrapping up the month with kind of the same energy we start off with in the mid-month energy here. The Four of Pentacles, Pentacles is earth energy. So the suit of Pentacles is about our earthly material world, and it often manifests in things we can see and touch and feel: money, finances, property, job, resources, etc. It's solid, stable, reliable earth energy. The Four of Pentacles can represent stability, holding on to the foundations of something that you've built, holding on to what you have left, holding on to your foundations. It can represent stability because four is a stable structure and a stable number. It can represent stagnation as well. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles can show up when someone is holding on too tightly. They're being too clingy or possessive, or it can represent on an emotional level being a little too guarded, a little too kind of closed down, being kind of afraid to make a decision or take a step. And how that energy applies to those of you watching is going to vary depending on what's going on in your life. Some of you, this may be, this wonderful, beautiful energy, this thing or this person, perhaps this relationship or opportunity coming back into your life, and you're just kind of grabbing it and holding on to it for dear life. Uh, for some of you, this is energy that says you need to be, again, it's kind of advice like strength in the emperor. You need to be kind of take a deep breath and really look at what you have. Look at the foundations of the life that you have now before you go making decisions where you're going to blow everything up or walk away from a secure and established lifestyle, or relationship as well. Make sure that you carefully consider everything and weigh everything out before you make any major decisions here, particularly in the relationship arena of your life, because I feel like whatever opportunity is in front of you, which has you kind of over the moon, whatever you do about it, it's going to affect a number of people. So be cautious about that. And again, same energy with the card that it's paired with, the Lovers. The Lovers can represent that passionate soulmate connection. And it also represents needing to make a choice that will significantly affect a relationship, or more than one person. The Lovers originally was called The Choice, and it showed a man standing in front of two women. The indication being that a decision needed to be made, a rather significant, profound decision that was going to change the lives of the people involved. It was going to touch more than just one person, needing to make a major decision that's going to change the course of lives here. So some of you, this combination at the end of the month may be that at the end of the month, you just kind of find yourself in this energy where you're not sure what place to take. You're stuck, or the other person that you're in this with is a little hesitant, afraid to make a decision, afraid to take a chance, maybe because they're afraid of walking away from what they have or losing what they have. There's a sense of needing to, but not being quite ready to at the end of the month. And I feel kind of overall that there's nothing wrong with that. I think you're being asked um, to try to not let your emotions and feelings make your life decisions for you over the next couple of weeks. Uh, Even though it looks and feels very tempting, kind of keep your eye on reality and practicality as well, and most importantly, how the decisions you make will affect the people around you. Now, your crowning card overall energy is the Page of Pentacles, more earth energy here. The Page of Pentacles represents kind of having your eyes open to the reality of a situation, um, in a very real practical sort of way because pages, even though they have that young, immature energy, the Page of Pentacles is the most grounded of all four of the pages because he's governed by the element of Earth. He knows how to start a job and complete it by going through it step by step. Even though he knows he still has a long way to go and a lot to learn, he's committed to following through. This card can represent just being at the beginning of coming to a deeper understanding and awareness of what it actually takes, the nuts and bolts to navigate his way through this situation. That's your overall energy. So, however this plays out in the specifics, the fundamental energy remains the same. Don't go charging off and change your life or blow up your life or anyone around you in the heat of the moment or based on this lovely beautiful enthusiastic bubbly energy. Take some time to kind of weigh things out, consider things out, and let things play out too, and make sure that if you decide to make any major life changing decisions, set something in motion, um, that it's not that this isn't something that's just going to flare up and then peter out and you will have kind of change the course of your life for something very short lived. So kind of keep that in mind, Sagittarius. Um, there may be some fear and doubt, insecurity at the end of January going into February about making a major move for you and your partner and your family as well. And again, I feel like you're kind of maybe coming to an understanding of that and maybe feeling a little bit of hesitation at the end of the month. It's interesting. I can't wait to hear what the feedback is for what this is in the lives of you watching who know what this is, what it means to you when you watch this video. It'll be interesting to hear the feedback on this reading because it could mean a variety of different things. Some of them are quite opposite each other. So I eagerly look forward to your feedback for those of you for whom this resonates. And for those of you for whom it doesn't, well, check your rising and your moon sign video as well. Um, interesting spread, interesting energy. Well, I think that's all I'm kind of getting that's cohesive. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, Sagittarius, that it at least hasn't confused you too much. I hope that you find it useful, that it gives you a little bit of insight or food for thought on your what's playing out over the next couple of weeks potentially. Again, if anyone is interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on that little about button on my YouTube channel's homepage for more information, and you can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the February 2017 general readings. And until then, Sagittarius, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.